Hello and welcome to part 2 of my little insanity series. This video will most likely be longer than the previous one because not only is ME2 longer, it also has several difficult missions and some missions even have different strategies for different classes. So, let's get into it. Alright, so first thing first, we gotta talk about bonus powers. Unfortunately, I think most bonus powers on Insanity are kinda weak. The first good one I recommend is Gas Shield Boost, however I only recommend it really as a Vanguard. Gas Shield Boost, what it does, it increases your shields by a lot, and as a Vanguard when you charge, you replenish shields and you need the shields because you're always in the face of the enemy and they take a lot of damage, they do a lot of damage, so you need high shields. Next good bonus power is Energy Drain. It's like a weak overload that also replenishes your shield, so basically I only recommend it on classes that don't have Disruptor ammo or Overload, like Vanguard and Adept. However, Vanguards, like I said, go Gas Shield Boost. On Insanity, basically all enemies will have a shield, except for Wildlife and the Collectors. For Collectors, if you already have Disruptor ammo or Overload, I highly recommend Warp ammo. Warp ammo has the least bonus damage of all the ammos. However, like armor piercing ammo, it's only good against armor. Shredder ammo is only good against health. Warp ammo is good against health, armor, and barrier. That's everything the Collectors use, so it's really good against them. On any class-based weapon-based class like Soldier and Infiltrator, I recommend Warp Ammo because both of these classes already have Disruptor Ammo, so you just keep switching between Disruptor Ammo and Warp Ammo. Because I'm playing Adept, I'm just gonna go with Energy Drain. Okay, so let's talk about Squadmates. Fortunately, you start off with one of the best, if not the best squadmate in the entire game. You can consider bringing on every mission, it will always work out. That's right, it's Miranda. Miranda has Overload and Warp. Both are really good abilities. Overload good against shields, Warp good against barriers and armor. On top of that, she has Cerberus Officer. At the rank 4, she either increases weapon damage of your entire squad or health for your entire squad. I recommend going with the damage upgrade because the one time that your health upgrades actually saves you, you probably also would have won the fight if you just deal more damage. Dealing more damage means enemies die faster, enemies that can't damage you, so in a way that also increases your survivability. On top of that, the special thing about Miranda and admittedly Jacob is they get one extra skill point, which doesn't sound much. However, this one extra skill point allows you to max out Overlord, max out Warp, and max out Cerberus Officer, which is why she is very good just on every mission. You bring her with you, you have something against shields, you have something against barrier, you have something against armor, and you deal 20% more damage. Highly recommend it. Alright, so we're back on the Normandy. I'm gonna show you what gear I used. For the helmet I used the Archon visor, which reduces recharge time of my powers by 5%. I basically use reducing recharge time whenever I can and fill the rest with biotic damage. I'm just using a mod that makes the helmets invisible, so that's why it looks like this. Chest piece, increased power damage. Shoulders, more power damage. Arms, which I recommend for every playthrough. You get the offhand ammo pack, increases spare ammo capacity by 10%. You can buy this piece on the Citadel, on the Turian, on like the hunting shop or whatever it's called. The legs, just shield strength, because they only get storm speed as a sprint speed or health. Spare heavy weapons ammo or shields and heavy weapons ammo. I take shield strength by 3. There's a difference between strength and shields. 8% shield, that means you have 8% more shield, while shield strength means your shield takes 3% less damage. I don't know, you just pick whatever you prefer. I just took the N7 Greaves with the shield strength. For abilities, I get into Heavy Warp for more damage and bigger detonation. Throw just the leftover points. Put into throw, 3 points of throw, which one-shots unarmored husks. Singularity, you have to put 2 points into to get pull, and then heavy pull for so the enemies stay longer in the air, and you have a. Oh, it's actually the same recharge time. Maybe you can get off with just 1 point into pull, because you just use pull to detonate with warp. So if you're fast enough, you can go 1 point into heavy into pull and then to warp. But you don't really need the other points, to be honest. Shockwave, I don't know. In the heavy warp, the warp detonation is the biotic detonation is so good you don't need anything else. And warp has probably the lowest recharge time, 6 seconds. Shockwave, okay, it doesn't tell me. Out 6 points, but warp also works against armor, which Shockwave doesn't, so don't use Shockwave. Full Nemesis for faster recharge time, and heavy energy drain for more shield. This is the build I use. So basically, use heavy energy drain on shields, then pull and detonate with warp. And throw to one-shot unarmored husks. Alright, so let's talk about weapons. As an adept, you only start off with the heavy pistol and the SMG. For the SMG, you get the shuriken, which is really bad in my opinion. And then only in the second half of the game, you get the Tempest submachine gun at Ali's recruitment mission, which is better, but still bad. What you want is the X12F Locust SMG. You get it from the Kasumi recruitment mission. You should do it as soon as possible because it's the best SMG in the game by far, in my opinion. For heavy pistol, you start off with your Predator, it's alright. Then you get doing Mordin's recruitment mission and the Carnifex hand cannon, which is pretty good, and you last you until you get to Tuchanka. And on Tuchanka at the store, you can buy the X5F Phalanx heavy pistol, which does a lot of damage, 110, and that's armor multiplier of 1.5. So against armor, you do 165 base damage. This is not boosted by any of your armor or by Miranda. As comparison, the Carnifex only does 85, which is like half. No, it's not half, but 85 times 1.5 is 130, and this still does 30 damage more. The downside is it's kind of hard to aim. You need to get used to it because it doesn't have a crosshair. It only has this laser pointer, which can throw you off. But once you get used to it, it's really good. Like on Vorcha and Husks, it can take off their complete armor in one shot, which is pretty good. On the Derelict chip, I chose the assault rifle specialization. Didn't want to use shotguns because I didn't use sniper rifles. So I took the assault rifle. For assault rifles, you start off with the X8 or M8. It's alright. The Vindicator is already an upgrade to that in my opinion because it does more damage at the 3-bound first. But the Maddock Heavy Rifle is the best assault rifle in the game in my opinion. Yes, you get, like, if you play soldier, that only as soldier, because you start off with assault rifles, you can upgrade to the, I don't know, I forgot its name, what it's called, but you get another assault rifle which you can only get as a soldier, but I only tried it once and I didn't really like it because it has very low accuracy and not really the damage to outbalance it. The other guns, gas pulse rifle, it's second half of the game, same mission, you get the SMG, that's Tali's recruitment, that's the same damage as the M8, if you look at it, 11. This one, 11 damage. Yes, it's better with the shield barrier, but it loses against armor, and it has 520 shots, and this has 440, so it's slightly better than the Avenger, but at that point in the game, you probably already have the Maddock, and Maddock is the best gun. It has 50 damage and has a high armor multiplier. Shields and barrier multiplier 1.2. The only downside is it has very low ammo. You can see it only has 80, that's why you take the offhand pack with 20% more ammo. But even though it's semi-automatic, it means you click once and you shoot only once. It still has a fire rate of 750 rounds per minute if you can click that fast. In comparison, the M8 only has 100 rounds more, so that's for 5 times the damage. Maddock is just better. Lecter assault rifle, kind of the same level as the Geth assault rifle. It shoots slower, but it has 500 rounds at 17 damage, while the has 1000 rounds at 11. Or the M8 has 850 at 11, and it shoots slower. It's more accurate, but I don't know. I don't like it. I stick with the Medoc Heavy rifle. For sniper rifles, I usually only stick with the Mantis. The others, not really big fan. The Viper is a burst fire. Oh, it's a semi-automatic. Sorry, the Enthusiast is the burst fire. The Viper is semi-automatic, does 82 damage. That's a third of the Mantis. Yes, it shoots faster at 240 rounds and has more ammo, but if you play Infiltrator, if you go a full damage build, you want to do as much damage as possible from stealth, and you can only get one shot, so that's why you take the Mantis. And Caesar, this burst fire, just 3 bursts when you click once, so that's 160 damage about, but still less than us. Yes, the Mantis doesn't have a shield multiplier unlike the Incisor and the Viper, but then again it's 1.25, so it's 160 damage. It goes up to 200, and it's still 60 less than the Mantis. If you play Infiltrator, you pick up the Black Widow on the ship, because the Black Widow with heavy warp ammo and a full damage build can one-shot Harbinger if you hit the head on Insanity, which is really, really good. It one-shots basically every enemy that's not shielded. Well then, even if you have shielded, you can just go onto heavy disruptor ammo. So basically, if you go to full damage build, the Black Widow can one-shot almost any enemy. Any basic enemy, at least. For shotguns, you have the Katana. You start off with the Katana, then you get the Scimitar, really good. Most people stick with the Eviscerator, even of a Vanguard playthrough, though in my opinion, the Gas Plasma Shotgun is the best shotgun for Vanguard. You can buy it off Omega in one of those stores. I forgot which. Why I like the Gas Plasma Shotgun Vanguard is it does decent damage, 157 to 250, but you can charge it, and then there's 348 to 556, which is the highest damage any of these shotguns do. Yes, it takes more ammo. I think it takes 3 ammo if you fully charge it. But the upside of the Gas Plasma Shotgun is it doesn't shoot your regular pellets. Like it says here, it's a 3-barreled gas weapon, fires miniature but potent cluster rounds of superconducting projectiles and has longer range than standard shotguns. What it means is you don't have the pellets like on any other shotgun. You shoot out 3 like balls, and they stick together. They always travel in a straight line. They don't spread. So even across a map, if you hit 3 balls, it does the same damage as if you stand in front of someone and you hit them in the face with the gas shotgun. So I use the Gas Plasma Shotgun on my Vanguard runs because it has unlimited range and the highest damage. But if you don't like it, you pick the Eviscerator and then pick later the Heavy Shotgun if you want. It does most damage besides the Plasma Shotgun, yes. However, you only have 1 shot and then you need to reload. So if you go in and you shoot someone and they're not dead or even close to death, you have to reload. Which, if you're standing in front of an enemy and you have to reload, means you're basically dead. It rarely happens. It does good damage, but then again, just pick the Plasma Shotgun or stick with the Eviscerator. It doesn't even do twice the damage. It is 401 and this almost had 300, and you get 3 shots. So Eviscerator better than the Heavy Shotgun. The Heavy Shotgun you only get as a Vanguard. I think as a soldier too, but on the derelict ship. Oh yeah, that's it for the regular weapons. So use the Mantis for Infiltrator and then the Black Widow. For Vanguard, you pick the Gas Plasma Shotgun, and then I recommend going into Assault Rifle specialization. Pick up the Medic as an Adept. I picked up the Assault Rifle. Basically, pick up the Assault Rifle as any other class. For heavy weapons, I can just straight tell you the Avalanche and the Singularity Projector are useless on Insanity. They don't go through shields or armor or anything. So you need to get rid of the armor, barrier, shield, whatever. And if you face an enemy that has any of these and you need a heavy weapon, then you need a heavy weapon to take out the shield and armor. Grenade launcher is my go-to weapon. That's probably the best. Has good ammo capacity, like 10 shots. Does 500 damage, pretty good, and 1.25 multiplier against everything. The missile launcher, in my opinion, is just the worst grenade launcher. It does less damage. Yeah, it has more spare ammo capacity, but it does less damage, and it's not worth it. The other upside is the missile launcher can home to targets, which I never find that useful. The grenade launcher also has some sort of homing, so it's better, in my opinion, than the missile launcher. Arc projector is good against shields, but I couldn't really get it to use properly. I don't know why. Maybe the setup is just too hard, and by the time you can set it up to use it, you're just gonna get killed by the enemies. Probably same as the Firestorm, because Firestorm is the flamethrower, but it doesn't go through anything. It's only good against health, really. Yes, it does damage against the other two, but the downside is they don't get staggered unless you do health damage. So you stand in front of someone, you have to stand in front of someone because it's a flamethrower, very close range. And you stand there and you have to hold your trigger until they're dead. And if they have shield or armor, they just never get staggered and then they shoot you and there's nothing you can really do. So yeah, Firestorm not really the fan. I guess the collector particle beam is also pretty good, which you can use. And the nuke launcher has its usage on Insanity, especially on Insanity. If you do a Paragon run and you do Zaeed's Loyalty mission, the Paragon run, where you save the workers, you can get one additional heavy ammo weapon upgrade, which allows you to research the cane before Grunt's recruitment mission, because at the end of Grunt's recruitment mission, there's a heavy mech and the one named NPC. Then the named NPC will keep spawning Krogans, so if you just open the door, shoot it in, the named NPC instantly dies. No more Krogan, and you have a half HP heavy mech to take out. Makes it way easier. Same with the end of Garrus Loyalty mission. 2 heavy mechs, shoot that, hill one, and they're both half HP, very easier to take down. In the suicide mission, right before the end, where you walk through with your biotic specialist and the barrier, at the end there's a Scion spawning with a lot of husks. You just throw that in, a lot of the husks just instantly die, and the Scion is basically almost dead, and you can just use it because at the end of this part, right before the last boss, you get your heavy ammo refilled, so you can use it again on the last boss, and it takes out like a third of the HP. So basically, Kane for very specific use cases, and otherwise the grenade launcher. Like on Thane's recruitment at the elevator, where there's like 2 vanguards and a Krogan in there, you just shoot the grenade launcher at the Krogan, the splash damage will kill the vanguards, and the grenade launcher will direct impact the Krogan and almost kill him. So it's really good. However, the grenade launcher does friendly fire. If you stand close to someone, you will take damage as well, and if you shoot close to your squad mates, they will also take damage as well. So have to keep that in mind. One interesting fact about the friendly fire of the grenade launcher is that it works on a lot of non-combat NPCs. Like these 2 looters, you can just kill them by shooting a grenade between them. And now they're dead, and this bug has been in since the release of Mass Effect 2 and has never been patched. You can still talk to them.
Something you need?
So you just talk where they're supposed to stand, but Shepard looks where their body is, which is...
I've got a few questions for you.
Weird.
We need to get going.
I also recommend doing Kasumi's loyalty mission as soon as you can, because you get the S12B Locust SMG, and as you can see it does 25 damage and has a 1.25 multiplier for armor, shields and barriers, which is less than the Shuriken. It has 1.5, but not versus armor, and also it has a lower base damage, so it does slightly less damage, but the biggest upside of the Locust is the accuracy. As you can see, the Shuriken has low accuracy, moderate recoil. The Locust has very high accuracy and a very low recoil. You can see that if I just aim over there, see how tight the angle is. That's without cover. You get more accuracy in cover, and if you shoot, yeah, it's just really accurate. I've also heard people say that this mission is hard for them because you only have one squad member and it's Kasumi, but I think Kasumi is one of the strongest squad member you can get. I spec her into rapid Shadow Strikes. Shadow Strike does a lot of damage. It can basically one-shot the basic enemies, and with rapid Shadow Strike, as you can see, it reduces the cooldown by 80% if a target is killed by this power. It has recharge time of 9 seconds, so 80%, that's basically like 1 second recharge time. So use it, kill someone, 1 second, you can kill another gun, plus 450 damage. Pretty good. After you've done, you can get Flashbang Grenade. Just usually only put 1 point in the Flashbang Grenade, that's enough to stun everyone. The only thing that changes is the damage, which doesn't really matter because you're not using Flashbang to damage, and the impact radius, but at rank 3, it's only 7 meters instead of 1, so 1 point is enough for this. Then Master Thief, and at the last point is increasing ability damage and reducing the recharge time of the power. So basically you can just rapid Shadow Strike all the time, every time. So as you can see, we're at the end of Mordin's recruitment mission. We have to go to these tunnels and enter these rooms on both sides. It can be a very difficult mission because the enemies keep spawning infinitely out of these rooms that you have to enter. First we take out this watcher on the ground here. Use Miranda to warp them. When enemies who are warped, they don't regenerate health, so that's really good against watchers and Krogans. If you don't have warp, you can also use fire. Enemies who burn also can't regenerate health. Warp them so he can't regenerate. So we're only left with the rocket troopers. These don't respawn, so you should take them out, and they just keep spamming rocket attacks. It's really annoying. So warp him. Second one. Alright, I think that's it. Yep, that's done. So for the difficult part where the enemies are spawning indefinitely, down here you just tell your squad mates to run in first. One trick about the flamethrowers is once their armor is down, you can just overload them for an instant kill. Alright, run in. Zaeed is inside. Once you're inside this room, they stop respawning, and when you hit this button, everyone who came out of this room and ran ahead will just despawn, so that's a good checkpoint. Running back, the enemies who will spawn in close. Getting cover here. Wait for them. Warp. Dead. And one over there. Warp. This one coming close, so you warp him, and then you concussive shot him with Zaeed. This one is basically dead. Just gonna finish him off. Warp. Dead. Run there, warps this one. Warp him again. Alright, that's it. I think there's only this one left. After he died, there's a Krogan who will spawn. Yeah, there he is. So warp and warp. Krogan also regenerate health, so it's important to warp them. Heavy pistols to do more damage against armor, so keep with that for armor. He's getting close. Just spam him. Half the shot him. Boom. That's a Krogan done. Running to the other side, you have like 3 or 4 rocket troopers spawning at the top. Most of the time you can just ignore them and just run underneath them, so they can't hit you. It's always a pyro very close, so you go wide here. Warp him, get rid of his armor, overload for an instant kill. Wait for the door to open again. And tell everyone to run in. You just wait for your shield to regen, for them to run first. Alright, focusing on Miranda, you should just run in. Get inside. But that's it, once you touch this button, you're done. Boom. One thing you can do as Infiltrator, on this mission is you just walk up there. Just walk. Once they start shooting you, you just cloak. Run past everyone. Press the button, and as you can see, they despawn. You can do the same thing on the other side, so that's very good to know. Warp this guy. Getting close again, so just cut the shot. So if you don't have warp, you can just use incinerate, so you should have a lot of abilities to take care of armor and reduce the enemy's health regen. So burned, dead. Running out of ammo here.
Engaging target.
Alright, that's him dead. Rogan, again, just use incinerate instead of warp. Get all abilities here. And again, there's gonna be the rocket troopers spawning. Dodge these rockets. Ignore them. Don't sprint too much because you need your sprint for your infiltrator. For your invisibilities, you can run. As hard as you can. Run out of invisibility here, just left, right, dodge, touch the button. Boom, done. So as a vanguard, you can do a very similar thing here. You just run up ahead.
Can't reach the target.
Charge as soon as you can. Shoot these guys, run past them, touch the button, and they despawn.
Still need to activate the other one.
Okay. Take out these guys that spawn close. Switch to submachine gun. Actually, I think I'm gonna use the grenade launcher because they're all in the corner of there. Most of them dead already. Cancel shot. Warp these enemies to stop them from regenerating health. Yeah. None of these have armor left, so it's easy to take them out. To warp them. This guy has some armor. Oh, he's running in close, so he's dead. And so is he. Alright, the Krogan. Oops, didn't mean to bring out the grenade launcher. Coming, warp. Switch to submachine gun, because I'm running out of ammo. Armor down, still warp him, so you stop him from regenerating health. And pass the shot to knock him down. Knock down enemies also take more damage. So concussive shot can be really good. On this part again, just dodge the rocket troopers on top. Dodge them. Crouch for the guy with the the flamethrower. Getting cover here. Kill him, okay, he's dead. Charge one on the way back. Open the door, run in, press the button. Boom, done. So the same trick can actually also be used on Zaeed's Loyalty mission, because in this last room enemies spawn indefinitely, and all you have to do is go to the other side of the room and interact with the door. And wait for this guy to show up. Alright. Wait for shields. Over here. Over here. Kill the pyro that sometimes spawns there. Wait for cooldown reduction. This also works as infiltrator, because all you really have to do is shoot the mech to activate it.
Can't reach the target.
And the bridge extends, you can walk over there, touch the door, and that's it. Same as Infiltrator, get close, shoot the mech, wait for the bridge to extend, then go invisible and just run across. Okay, the next mission on Omega is Garrus Recruitment mission. One part of the mission is where you have to go through these tunnels to close some vents. And you have to activate the vents, wait 10 seconds, and you have to prevent the enemy from walking through the gate, which can be hard. Because the enemies take a lot of damage and they can just run through the gate. Once you're near the gate stops and you have to kill them, then start the countdown again. I used to struggle a lot with this mission as well, but a threat, well, the threat that worked for me the best is to kinda rush the gate, press the gate, and then just use the abilities to knock them back when they get close. First we have to clear through the tunnels. These are the last two, and there's a guy with a grenade, not a grenade, with a flamethrower on the very close here. I'll try to get jump over here. There he is. Oh, and then again, overload, kill him instantly. So run fast. Activate the gate, take cover, I'm dead. These guys who run, just knock them back. Alright. Door closed.
Just one more shutter. Hurry.
And for the second room, slowly clear out all the enemies, then go from cover to cover. There will be a Krogan spawning.
They're getting more aggressive.
And he is.
Affirmative.
Just keep using warp on him so he can't regenerate health.
We'll put them down.
Flash shield.
Krogan charging.
Then the Warrens. Just these two watchers left.
You bet. Yeah, nice.
One watcher, okay, just to get missed. Once he's dead, immediately run through the gate, wait for...
Commencing shutdown.
I hear the Warren spawning, so that's important.
Hurry now. Engaging target.
Knock him back so he doesn't go through the gate. And that's it. Alright, so here we are on the last part of Horizon. I used to struggle a lot with this mission because the Scions, they knock you out of cover and they do a lot of damage, but I have a strat I came up with, and it's just to stick to the edges of the arena and keep running in circles. Because the Scions, they move very, very slow, and as you can see they have a projectile, which itself isn't that slow, but if you stick to the edges of the map, it's slow enough that you can just outrun it. So, and I also recommend focusing the husks first. It's actually a bigger problem. You just run in circles, get some distance from the husks. Scion over there, I don't know how he got there, but has to watch out for this. He's going back to the middle, which is good. To get the cover here, jump over to get some distance from the husks. When your squad mates die, I recommend not reviving them, so the Scions are focused on you, which makes it easier for you to fight them and keep them in the middle. Trying to bait a shot from the Scions, there we go. We can just Over here. Sprint away. Alright, I shot like twice in a row there, which is bad. I'm just gonna keep running for a bit for my health. Wait for my shield to regen. And again, just keep running in circles. And when you hear this guy on shoot, or when you get close to them, just sprint away. I think there's just these 3 husks left, and I can focus on this guy on. One thing about the husks is, in case you haven't noticed, I keep shooting them in the dick, and that's because for some reason shooting them in the dick does increase damage. Just shoot them in the dick, and then they just explode.
Taking fire.
Alright, I think that's all the husks, so I'm just gonna switch to heavy pistol and focus on the scales. I recommend focusing on one at a time, because only fighting one Scion is easier than shooting 2 or getting shot at by 2. The one in the back is the damaged one, so I'm just gonna wait till I'm on the other side again to make it easier to shoot them. Alright, so only one left, and one is way easier. You can just stand here, and when he shoots you, go left, right. Okay, he actually hit me, so I'm gonna go for a bit for a distance. And he hit me again, because I got too greedy. Gonna run to the other side. There we go, health, shields regenerated. There's always some ammo here, by the way. Always spawns there. In between the phases, or like the waves, this is like the first wave, the ammo will respawn. There's always one where I showed you, always some in the middle. And on this little truck here, there's always ammo spawning. Take your time with this one, because it's really annoying if you die. Because you have to start all over again. And this is just really safe to do it this way. I don't know why this one is. So you don't want to die because you got too greedy. So as you can see, even though the shot missed me, I still got damage because it has a really far radius to hit. Just keep running. And you could revive your squad mate here if you want to, because there's only one left. However, after you kill the Scion, they're gonna respawn anyway, so you're gonna save on a medkit. Alright, that's it. As you can see,
There's the transmitter.
that's how we deal with them. And your squad mates revive, pick up the ammo on the truck, pick up the ammo here, and as you can see, this ammo also respawned. Fill up on your ammo, you're good on that. Alright. For the next part, it's kind of easier. You just have to get like 2 or 3 waves of collectors spawning in, but there's a kind of easy way to do it, where your squad mate, Grunt in particular, tank most of the damage, which is why I'm taking Grunt on every collector mission I can, Grunt and Zaeed.
Joker here.
Errors
The
recommended.
collectors will try to stop.
I'm gonna take Grunt to go and cover here, Zaeed getting cover onto the truck, and then myself Gonna take cover here. Get the medkit. Alright. The reason I'm taking both Grunt and Zaeed is they both have concussive shot, and concussive shot is really good against barrier. Zaeed also has Inferno grenades, which is good against armor, and Grunt has Incendiary, which is good against armor. And I also spec Grunt into Krogan Pureblood, so he can regenerate more health. Make taking a lot. If you see Harbinger do one of these things, you just go left, right, and eventually it will despawn. Because if this thing hits you, like even if it hits cover, it will knock you out of cover, which can kill you.
I'll put them down.
I stay in cover here. This is actually really good cover for both of them, because collectors usually stay on the other side, so it's really easy for them to stay alive.
Bypassing fail-safes and attempting emergency power. Please hold the defense tower.
Respawn, this one, so immediately concussive shot warp him. Take some damage here. Get back in cover, wait here. This one's Harbinger. Get him. Zaeed died, but that's fine, we're not really into trouble. I think it's gonna revive him anyway because I have so much medkits. He does this thing again, so he has left, right, left, right. This one, because it was an odd angle, it hits.
My shields are down.
Cannot resist.
Gets up here, which can be bad. Focus him.
I will.
Good. But as you can see, he's the only one that actually pushed up here. The other collectors are still way back there, shooting at Grunt and Zaeed. Out of ammo, that's fine. As you can see, there's ammo in the middle again. There's ammo respawning back there again. There's also ammo there. I think that's the last one, so what you can do is, when it's only one left, you can just run out of cover, get up here, grab the ammo, get here, grab the ammo, and then you can go back here. You have to watch out though, because there's gonna be 4 or 5 husks that spawn.
Got it.
Sequential power. Guardian anti. Batteries.
Take them out. Alright,
Direct
we'll get in
intervention
cover
is
here again.
necessary. Nothing stands against us.
Left, right for this thing, and it despawns. Focus on Harbinger because he's getting a bit too close.
This hurts you.
There's a thing again, left, right. Damn, still hit me. This one's getting a bit too close as well.
You will know pain, Shepard. You cannot resist.
Dodge this one, because if he's like a bit further away or not really in the side angle, way easier to dodge that one.
Seeking targeting. Continue to protect the tower.
Zaeed dead,
This
Run
hurts you.
taking damage. But it's fine, don't need to revive right now.
You are vermin.
No, they're both dead, so I'm gonna revive them both now.
If I must tear you apart,
The Harbinger, because he's very low.
Lost shields.
One Inferno grenade should take care of this one.
on the ground now.
Again, that's the last one, so I'm just gonna run into the middle. The ammo respawned again. Pick up that ammo. Pick up the ammo on the truck.
Don't get cocky. I bet there's more coming.
Alright, third wave coming, so we get back here. Zaeed back there again. So there's a Praetorian. Kind of the same way we do with the Scion. She just
We need that system.
keeps running in circles and keeps shooting.
Guardian anti-ship batteries at 100%.
What you can do now is actually take out your heavy weapon. Gonna get some barriers, a concussive shot him.
Put them down.
Firing anti-ship batteries at collector vessel.
Just keep running in circles and just...
That didn't work.
Oops, I meant to take out my SMG here. Oops, SMG. Alright, double concussive shot to get rid of the barrier. It's actually very easy to dodge the Praetorian. As you can see, it's just walking, sprinting away from it, and it doesn't hit me. Okay. Burn a grenade. I don't know how that walk missed. Pick up the ammo that respawned.
Multiple impacts. Collector vessel is taking damage.
Try it.
Double concussive shot. When you get too close or someone gets too close, that's actually when Yon does another like ground slam barrier regen, so try not to get too close to it. Keep distance.
Dig down.
Zaeed was too close, so he does the thing. So as you can see, I can just go to the left while shooting it, and it doesn't even hit me, so...
Firing an impact shot.
So I'm not reviving Grunt here because he has a shotgun, he will be getting close, and that's when he does his ground pound to get a more barrier. So that's it. Did it in one take. Alright, so here we are, the Shadowbroker DLC. And one of the first things you want to do is put your points into Liara. I put it into Heavy Warp and the Sari controller. If I had one more point, I would put it into Stasis, which is a good crowd control. This is the intro of the hotel, which is probably the hardest part of the entire DLC.
Engaging target.
Watch out, flashbang!
Bit already? Okay. You wanna focus on getting Warp up as well. Warp is arguably one of the best offensive abilities in the game, because as you may know, you can prime targets, singularity like this, and then you warp them and explode them for a lot of damage. You can also prime them with pull like this. It has a short cooldown, so you can just warp almost immediately for an instant kill. And again, with this guy, warp, he's dead. You need to strip them of their shields first,
Enemies incoming.
which is why I brought Miranda again, you 20% extra damage plus an overload. He's down, he's dead. Warp detonating. The arrow also has singularity, you can use. Also dead. So I went fully into biotic damage, I put my armor, biotic damage, cooldown reduction, as well as my class specific talent, which is Nemesis. With Nemesis makes the abilities hit even harder.
Shield your eyes.
Basically, you want to keep running around in the cover because the drones and the flash grenades will knock you out of cover. Nice, I got both of them. This one's dead.
Watch out, flashbangs.
Careful, Shepard.
Miranda just died in front of me to a flashbang. Okay. Still has 6 more medkits. Manager. That was a dumb idea. I can't take cover here, unlucky.
Watch out, flashbangs.
When you hear the flashbang, you're just gonna get into cover and just wait until you hear it go off.
I'll send them flying. I'm on it.
Lift and detonate.
Precise.
One more coming. Oh. That's the last one.
There we are.
Alright.
I had such
Barriers, so use SMGs
You
and
bet.
warp.
moving.
When she Vanguard charges behind you, just get the other side of the cover. And just keep spamming warp, either your own warp or Miranda's warp.
Watch out. Fire.
Press the wrong button.
I'm on it. See ya.
Fire.
Okay, I don't know how that works.
Down.
Back in a second.
She goes up there, and spawns some
Heavy
enemies.
weapons, look out.
Turrets. Again, Miranda also very helpful because she has overload for the turrets. Prime him. Guess he had some shield left or something. Oh, I couldn't prime him. There we go. Line missed, but he's dead anyway. Floated out into the dead zone.
They're under control.
Oh, there's an enemy right in front of me. Oh,
Down.
guy fell down to the ground again.
Miss me?
just did a charge up, whatever that was. You need to hit it with a warp, either your own or Miranda's to cancel it.
Take cover.
Miranda, Yara is just blocking my cover here. Nice.
I'm on the target.
Get in here and kill Shepard, damn it. Not a problem.
Alright, she's gone, so there's more enemies gonna be spawning.
I'm on it.
Utilize the drone.
Not a problem.
Ryman. I guess I still detonated even though he didn't explode. Sweet. Primed and detonate. You can also use Yara Singularity and then Miranda's Warp to detonate if you don't have
Finish you myself.
nothing to prime or to detonate. Oh, Miranda's dead, so I'm just gonna revive her. Remember that for armor you could switch to your heavy pistol because it does more damage to armor.
I'm on the target.
Easy enough.
Watch out, shockwave.
Right there. Easy enough. Can you keep up?
They got shockwave. I'm on it.
This will put them down.
The charger interrupted the warp. Alright, no shield, so this should work, and then we detonate. Now we can just keep the chain. And I think... Nope. Thought she was gonna drop off the map there, but she didn't.
You bet.
There she goes.
Send them
Drop
flying.
down the map. Alright, so the last fight of the DLC versus the Shadowbroker. Which can be difficult because you're down one member. Especially if it's Miranda, because you lose also 20% damage. And Yara is instantly dead. Reviver here.
I'm on the target. Clear to fire. Hit him now. Enemies incoming.
If you pick energy drain, you can just tank every shot. When you get low, you can just energy drain them. As long as shields up. Kind of easy, all you have to do is just run around the edges.
Friendly fire.
Kind of lost his shield, then he gets it back. I don't know how that happened. As long as he's focused on you, Yara can just shoot him in the back.
My shield.
You can kind of abuse
Quick, while he's vulnerable.
the third person by just not taking cover, but you can just stand like this and they can't hit you. You can hit the enemy always. Just run to the other side. Bait him into attacking the pillar. Oh, he just stands there and the arrow can shoot him through the boats. Let's run to the other side. Yeah, just what I mean, I'm completely in cover, but because it's like a third person kind of thing, I can just shoot him in the toes and there's nothing he can do about it.
Right.
Shield down.
Whoa.
Right. We've got him.
I think that's it.
Connection reestablished.
Alright, here we are on the collector ship
Any systems.
with
Then you'd better get it done fast.
Zaeed and Grunt because they are the best companions for collector missions. I usually stay here and then put Zaeed and Grunt left and right respectively. You can kind of ignore the Scions moving left and right on the platform, but as long as you stay in cover here, they can't hit you.
Firing concussive shot. On a target.
However, they do hit you if you get out of cover or try to aim.
I know you feel this. Yeah. This swarm is redundant.
41% complete.
Come on, speed it up.
Firing an impact shot.
No, I can't hit them with melee. More coming, so I'm gonna revive Grunt here.
Replay. Right. Assume direct control.
I can go on the right side.
Assume direct control.
I'm gonna focus on him because the Harbinger is the only one that actually pushes up.
All mine.
Like Grunt to get back into cover over there. I think that's only the Scions left. I'm gonna take out my assault rifle. I picked up the assault rifle training. Again, as long as you stay in cover here, they can't hit you. There we go.
84%.
Get us out of here.
Simultaneously fighting
More enemies coming, so I'm gonna revive off my Squadmates here. Shoot SMG.
More coming. On the ground now.
Your form is fragile.
8. Inferno grenade.
Yeah, right on your ass.
If I must tear you apart, Shepard, I will.
You actually only really have to watch out for the Harbinger, because it's the only one who came up. Teammates dead again, so I'm gonna revive them again.
Taking position.
Tell them to get
Moving
back
to
to
cover.
cover.
Firing an impact shot.
Problem is, if you stay here, like I did right now, you're just gonna run out of ammo.
Our harbinger.
Pick up a little bit of ammo there.
Here we go.
Main shepherd.
Lock and load.
And it's only the Skion left, that should be easy. Alright, that's it. Alright,
Opening a door on the far
this
side
is
of the room.
probably the last challenge of this mission. Purely because of the, I don't know what its name is, but that thing here. Basically what you're gonna do is kill the Praetorian. You kill the husks first, and then you can just keep running around in circles. Around
Company
here.
up ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the medic here first. So I really recommend taking out the other first and then focus on the Praetorian last, because it's very slow moving.
Sit down. I got it. This'll put him down.
Alright, barrier down.
Yeah. Up
Tell my squadmate to come to me, so it doesn't use its ground attack.
Try again.
Doesn't use it anyway.
Firing an impact shot.
Lock shield.
I mean, if you really want, you can use the grenade launcher.
Right, Shepard. Found a target. Gotcha.
So it's important to keep swapping weapons. Like SMG is good versus barrier, and then you have your heavy pistol and short rifle good against armor.
Loud and clear. Yeah.
Firewall 3217. Rerouting commands to firewall.
Was it dead? No.
I'll take them.
It's basically dead now.
Got the target.
There we go. So keep your distance, take out the husks and the regular collectors first, and then you just keep running around circles, go up there, then down here,
I've successfully opened a door on
and
the
just keep
opposite
running
wall.
in circles.
I will keep it open as long as I can.
Alright, so this is the last part of the Reaper derelict ship. Pretty easy strat here is basically to just run around in circles, and then when the Reaper core opens up, that's when you shoot it with your grenade launcher.
I'll put them down.
So I'm level 30, so at this point I have 3 points to throw. I throw one shot unarmored husks. I think the core's opening here. Shoot a couple times, then close it. And then just keep running in circles because the husks also spawn indefinitely. Zaeed already down.
Hostiles.
because it didn't open it just yet. Combinations also get one shot by we don't really have to bring Zaeed because it's not a collector heavy mission. However, I do recommend Grunt because there's a lot of husks and Grunt has a lot of HP and a really good shotgun. So you can take down a lot of these husks. It's opening again. Alright, just one more phase and we're done.
Late. Now you're dead.
I recommend using your medkits on Grunt when he goes down because it's gonna take a lot of pressure out of you.
To the right.
I'm almost done. Reaper course should open any minute now. About to get overrun here. Gonna walk through at front. Take some aggro off of me. Oh, it's open again, so we just... And that's it. Link the core, kill all the husks, and then... you're done. Alright, this is the final boss fight of the game. The last part of the suicide mission. Gonna... gonna be some collector spawning right in front of us. Hopefully they will come back in time. And I'm actually gonna use the nuke launcher here. I could get full heavy ammo restock at this part. Alright, with this, we're down like a third of his HP. That's good. Remember to spam left and right when he does this, when the Harbinger does this out of cover knock thing. Big biotic attack. Oops, didn't mean to bring out the launcher, try to get out the heavy pistol. Inferno grenade, because if you just press Q and E or you tell them to attack, they actually don't use their abilities. You have to manually click the abilities. This fight's actually pretty easy, it just takes a lot of time because he keeps moving. Kind of a hard angle to hit from here.
Put him down. You got it.
This hurts you.
Alright, just... Alright, almost done. I think one more phase. Will be over. Inferno. And that's it. And that's it. Alright. This is Mass Effect 2 on Insanity. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you learned something, and I really hope that this will help you beat Mass Effect 2 on Insanity. So next part's gonna be Mass Effect 3, and that's the entire trilogy done. See you then.